Blackstone Audio presents On Canaan's Side by Sebastian Barry. For Dermot and Bernie. Living on Canaan's side, Egypt behind, crossed over Jordan wide, gladness to find. American Hymn. Part 1. First day without Bill. Bill is gone. What is the sound of an 89-year-old heart breaking? It might not be much more than silence, and certainly a small, slight sound. When I was 4, I owned a porcelain doll given me by a strange agency. My mother's sister, who lived down in Wicklow, had kept it from her own childhood and that of her sister, and gave it to me as a sort of keepsake of my mother. At 4, such a doll may be precious for other reasons, not least her beauty. I can still see the painted face, calm and oriental, in the blue silk dress she wore. My father, much to my puzzlement, was worried by such a gift. It troubled him in a way I had no means to understand. He said it was too much for a little girl, even though the same little girl he himself loved with a complete worship. One Sunday, about a year after I was first given it, I insisted on bringing it to Mass with me, despite the long and detailed protestations of my father, who was religious in the sense he hoped there was an afterlife. He bet all his heart on that. Somehow a doll was not a fitting Mass-goer in his estimation. As I carried her in stubbornly to the Pro-Cathedral in Marlborough Street, by some accident, possibly the great atmosphere there of seriousness, she started to fall from my arms. To this day I'm not certain, not entirely, that I didn't let her go on some peculiar impulse. But if I did, I immediately regretted it. The ground of the cathedral was flagged and hard. Her beautiful dress could not save her, and her perfect face hit the stone and smashed worse than an egg. My heart broke for her in the same instant, so that the sound of her destruction became in my childish memory the sound of my heart breaking. And even though it was a babyish fancy, I do wonder now if it might not be a sound like that an 89-year-old heart makes, coming asunder from grief, a small, slight sound. But the feeling of it is like a landscape engulfed in floodwater in the pitch darkness, and everything, hearth and byre, animal and human, terrified and threatened. It is as if someone, some great agency, some CIA of the heavens, knew well the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?